Hi, this is Doug Gillespie from Hydropool Hot Tubs and Swim Spas. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about our insulation and our construction system. It's very demonstrative, so that's why I'm starting kind of with the cover and kind of show you a little bit about how we generate heat and how we reduce dramatically the amount of time that your heater has to be on. So what I've done is I've closed the cover here to trap as much heat inside the hot tub as possible. And I've also turned our jets on. And that's going to show you a little bit about how much heat is being generated by our pumps. Last thing I've done is I've reduced the temperature in the hot tub to below the set temperature. It'll show you that the actual heater is actually not needed to maintain the temperature of the hot tub. So that's kind of why I wanted to start off here. Now we're going to move over to one of our dry hot tubs so I can kind of show you a little bit about the construction and how that whole insulation system comes together. All right, we had just talked about how the hot tub is generating that heat. I wanted to take you over to a dry tub to kind of show you our structural integrity and kind of the foundation of our hot tub. So my belief is that, you know, just like a good house or a good building, everything should start from the foundation up. And at Hydropool, we really believe in that, so much so that every single one of our hot tubs is made with an Everlast steel, galvanized steel frame. This is quite unusual in the industry. Almost every single hot tub in the industry is made out of wood or it's made out of plastic. We go the extra mile to make it out of steel because steel cannot rot, cannot twist, cannot peel, cannot splinter. It's more of an environmentally friendly thing, you know, at the end of the life of the hot tub. But again, what I want to do is I want to show you the actual structural integrity. So I'm going to remove the cabinet here. All right, nice and easy to remove cabinet panels so that it gains access to the frame area. Okay, let's put that to the side. So again, nice and easy to remove, gaining access to the whole frame and the whole structural side of things. So with our Hydropool Signature hot tub, as I said again, we build the structure or the foundation out of a galvanized steel frame, but that's actually not where the foundation of the hot tub starts. The foundation of the hot tub starts actually right down inside here. We have a pro-polymer floor. Now the concept behind our pro-polymer floor basically is, it's very simple. Essentially what happens is any of the mice, critters, rodents are protected from getting underneath because it's a completely sealed floor. It's a full plastic floor on the bottom there. It also starts our triple thermal shield insulation system because the floor is actually insulated. Now, why is it insulated? Well, think about it in the wintertime. What do you put on your feet when you go out? You put on winter boots if it's really cold. We want to insulate the bottom first as it goes up. The next thing we talked about, I already talked about, was our galvanized steel frame or our Everlast frame. Again, structurally, it is the most structurally sound hot tub in the world. Next, I want to talk to you about our triple thermal shield system. So the concept of our triple thermal shield system is very simple. It's to trap the waste heat of what's ever generated inside that cabinet. So the first layer of our triple thermal shield blanket is actually on the base of the hot tub, as I said. So any of the heat or that's generated from the pumps or the plumbing is reflected up from the bottom of the hot tub. Now, why do we use a thermal blanket or this reflective thermal blanket? Why are we using that? Well, I'm going to tell you, very similar to any ski jacket technology out there right now, any hot water heaters, hypothermal suits, they're going to use this reflective material. The reason for that in a ski jacket, it's going to reflect the waste heat of the body back into the jacket. And you'll see how thin this is. This is a ski jacket that's used in very low temperature weather out there. So the same sort of technology we're actually putting on our hot tubs. Again, allowing you to trap that waste heat. Now, the next step in our triple thermal shield system, first is the bottom. Our next step is our blanket that wraps the inside of the hot tub. So basically it wraps all the way around the inside of the hot tub, around the plumbing. Now, why does it wrap around the plumbing? Well, essentially what's happening is the plumbing and the shell are creating a tremendous amount of heat and transferring that heat out of the shell and out of the plumbing. We want to capture that. So normally what happens, and we did it for many, many years in our evolution, we've been manufacturing hot tubs for 40 years. We started with a full foam hot tub. And there's some reasons that we've gotten away. It's a great way to insulate, but son of a gun if you have to service anything, because it's basically an archaeological dig to get at. But also it doesn't maintain the temperature or it doesn't retain any of the waste heat. So what I've done here is I've created an example. Now I'm going to grab this only for a couple of seconds because it's pretty hot. What I've done here is I've put hot water in a glass and I've put hot water in an insulated cup. So the insulated cup would be your full foam cups or your full foam hot tubs. Your glass would be our triple thermal shield. So I'm going to pick this up, no problem. I can hold that. It's insulated because none of the heat is transferring out of the cup. The glass will be a whole different story. I'm going to hold this for a very little bit. Okay, put my hands around it. It is scalding hot. I can feel the heat coming off. I kind of have to switch my hands off of it. And this is the type of heat that's being generated by the shell and by the plumbing. I'm going to put this down. That is, we are trying to trap. So that's that heat off the shell and off the plumbing. So we're trapping that on the inside with this second layer of insulation. Now the third layer of insulation actually happens on our cabinet. So what we've done is we've insulated the cabinet with an EPS foam, and we've also put the reflective blanket on the inside of the cabinet. So the beauty of this is that it traps the waste heat of the motors and the plumbing and the shell inside the cavity. It's almost creating a convection oven style of heat. The beautiful thing here is for you, the consumer, essentially you don't have to have your heater as long on to heat your hot tub. It's essentially maintaining the temperature of your hot tub without the heater ever actually really having to come on. Now, I can tell you all this, but ultimately what I want to do is I want to take you over to the running hot tub that we started at, and I want to show you how much heat is being created inside this cabinet area. And you can do that inside the showroom when you go visit your retailer. Ask them to pull that corner cabinet panel off that you're going to see me do in a second, and it's going to be generating a ton of heat. You're going to feel it billowing outside. What we want to do is capture that heat, that waste heat, and reutilize or regenerate that waste heat, allowing us to generate more heat so that we don't have to have the heater on. Ultimately, for you, the consumer, costing less money to run. So structurally, insulation-wise, it's one of the most energy efficient and one of the most structurally sound hot tubs in the industry. We'll see you over at the running hot tub so I can show you a little bit about A, how much heat we generate, and B, in the summertime, how do we get rid of that heat if it's a problem? So to really kind of understand what the triple thermal shield technology does, it's best to kind of show you by kind of, when you go into a retailer, getting them to do this demo for you, let the hot tub run for a couple of minutes, and you'll see just how much heat is being generated inside that hot tub. So the best way to kind of see that is to have the retailer, after it's run for a couple of minutes, pull off the corner of the cabinet. So I'm going to go down here, I'm going to pull off the corner of the cabinet, and just feel inside here. You will feel a tremendous amount of heat inside the cabinet being generated. Again, as I said previously, each pump creates a kilowatt and a half of heat, which is almost equal to the same amount of heat that your heater generates. So again, what this does is it creates the ability to heat your hot tub without actually having your heater on. Now, on the downside of the hybrid heating system is that in the summertime, in a lot of the areas, this can almost overheat. So what we've done is we've installed eco heat exchange vents on our cabinets, and they're down at the bottom. And I mean, it's tough for me to show you, but the eco heat exchange vent, it does two things. When you close it in the winter, it traps all that heat in, again, regenerating the waste heat of the motors, the pumps, the shell, and the plumbing. But in the summertime, what it does is it allows you to cross-ventilate across your equipment area, allowing some of that heat to dispel. So if you set it at 100 degrees, it doesn't climb to 101, it stays at 100. Or if you want to get it down to around 85, 88 degrees, you're able to do that with these eco heat exchange vents. Again, cross-ventilating across the cabinet area, again, cooling that area down. So again, overall, this hot tub can cost you pennies a day to run due to our triple thermal shield system. Obviously, the structure of the hot tub with our Everlast cabinetry and our brand new cabinets that have, our Everlast frame and structure, and our brand new insulated cabinets, going to cost you pennies a day to run, and overall give you a fantastic ownership experience with a Hydropool signature hot tub. Again, I'm Doug Gillespie from Hydropool Hot Tubs and Swim Spas. The water is calling.